Well, hello, as I can here to show you a Big Bird and spelling test here as you have it to where talking about so far as the spelling test is it so far as words and you say pronunciations to spell as you have a if we all remember from like the first and fourth and fifth grade along with they say is the junior high or middle school along with high school years that the teachers would test you on, what you say is your knowledge about how to spell words, such as what you call as you say duck, or it could be cat, or it could be what you say is paperwork, or whatever, or it could be spaghetti or recipes, and which I remember that a lot of times the words that I would probably that I would be taught how to spell were like what you say would be like see here, maybe cup and then a few other ones, author, and then along with I think see here a few other words like caution and like say some like dictator, or it could be dualism or something like that, or it could be something kind of like related to what you call something related to a verb or a noun or whatever. But you have it to where that if we were to be tested on what you say is a medical word such as chicken pox is like so far with medical words chicken pox, that there's probably a lot of medical words out there that are pretty hard to pronounce, such as would you say is it related to hormones, or it could be any type of factors, and which a lot of the medical words could be about maybe 25 letters long or whatever it is, but a few of them which I can't really think of on top of my head, which I don't know, one of them could be asthma, or it could be another medical word. It could be also known as apomia, or you say entoropharmia, or it could be what you call related to what you call disorder in a human body, or whatever you call it, whatever type of medical word it is. But basically is that you got the spelling test right here, and of course if you learn how to spell, it's like so far with chicken pox, and one word that that more likely that it's like if you were to learn how to spell, it's like, so if you spell like with weather, like if we spell weather, and more likely that that's one way. And of course you see kind of like it's pronounced as like the homophone type of type spelling is which I think this one this type of spelling right here. See here with the U, he's got you got weather right there with the U, and then another type of spelling of which I think see here, see weather, ER. It was spelled with EETHER for weather. Is like whether or not you have to say decided. And then of course if you want to say it's like so far with wagon, if you wanted to add a wagon right there, you got that wagon. And then of course it could be also spelt with maybe an E, or would you say as a U, as a wagon. But you had the spelling right here, and which I know which one word that I it took me a while to spell. Of course, you say was decide, and then it could be a few other letters. You say words of the say of the from the letters of the alphabet. Is that so far as deer? It's like if you wanted to write a letter to somebody, a note to somebody, then you say is dear. And I really don't even know. I would probably say it must have been at least the second or third grade whenever I learned how to spell deer. That you would say, dear, so and so, or say maybe dear Santa, or it could be dear mom or dear dad, dear Uncle Molly, or it could be dear aunt. Dear Aunt Sally, or whatever you call it, and but you have the letter right here, and for so you got the word right here and then a letter for deer, and which I would probably say that I must have learned whenever I started writing notes down is how to spell deer, and so far as decide, and then along with duck, but you got your spaghetti right here. It's like a spaghetti along with the cooking recipes that you have it to where you get the cooking recipes, which sometimes they say that they could be hard to pronounce here, depend on if you're how you look at the cookbook or whatever. But then you got the mailing envelope right here, and you got the mailing envelope that they have it to where that you learn pretty much the basics about how to mail something through postal mail, but one word that I know that I was like thinking about was the fact about superalifragilisticexpialidocious, and more likely that you could probably say that come up with the word very similar to that is superalifragilistic expialidocious, and basically, it's like if we all remember that movie Mary Poppins, but basically it's like superalifragilisticexpialidocious is and it's like and then it goes like it just, and so if you want to say it was as superalifragilisticexpialidocious, but anyway, but basically it's a word, I guess you could say, to where that it's like a dance word, to where that basically what it means is, which I wouldn't even know exactly what it means, is the fact about that it's like to cheer on, is that to know is like is to know about that dance or whatever, that greeting, I guess the way people greet each other for how they for the dance that they do is like show me your emotion, show me your talent. It's like these superalifragilisticexpialidocious. So far as superalifragilisticexpialidocious, as you have it to where of course it's like if you wanted to say give a friend a name, so far as you should say is you include M. You got M-A. M-A, the Margray friend. The Margray friend, could be as like a friend that don't really want to copy off your paperwork. And then along right here is you have, see here, grade, say for grade report. But otherwise than that, and then that last thing, of course, is teacher. That I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of students knew how to spell teacher, back in the second, third grade. But then you got these apprentices, right? These markings right here. I'm sure a lot of us were familiar with on the keyboard. And it's like you got the underscore along with the parentheses and question mark and slash or whatever. And then along with you got underscore and then the period, but then more likely the teachers would have it to where if you miss a word, and then they would have you spell it, write it down 3 times or 5 times or whatever, just to make sure that you get it right the next time. But more like they probably say that if they were to test you on it so far as the spelling, is to know that whatever it is that they test you on the spelling, and just if you do fail a spelling test, that don't really mean that you're a failure. I guess to say is that you just need more practice. But you say this, we learn things about almost every day, And in those things, is it knowing? Is it, is it